are Grand Slam champions!
Thanks for sticking with us, Rocket League fans. Bit of an extended break, but we are here at the PAX Arena at PAX Australia 2023 for our grand final of the JBL Quantum Grand Slam for 2023. It is Power taking on the upstarts in Placeholders to see if they can crown themselves the champions for 2 years in a row. Conky by my side once again, buddy. It's been a long break. Good enough time for a lot of these players to get their heads in the game here for a grand final.
Absolutely right. Well, we've got a different change of pace this time round, right? You know, last year it was Ground Zero Power in the upper bracket final. Obviously sent down Ground Zero super, super close, almost making it through. But now Placeholders have been the upset card, right? They've managed to get their way through. And now ultimately we do have a Placeholders versus Power run here with the biggest Placeholders fans in the background as well. We know this much already. But yeah, look, it's exciting. Power's obviously managed to stack out the crowd as well here. So I think we've got a really, really good one ahead of us.
And it's going to be a very, very loud crowd here as well at the PAX Arena. So let's jump into our grand final with Power taking on Placeholders. Made the trek all the way from the lower bracket in that third seed to try and get themselves a shot at the Kings in the grand final. And it is going to be Power who are going to be standing there with the advantage of not having to get the bracket reset, Conky. That's the biggest thing here for Placeholders. They need to win 2 best-of-7s back-to-back to take down the previous champs.
So that'll be what, 4 back-to-back best-of-7s in a row that they managed to pull through if they're able to do this, which is absolutely massive, right? And I think Power, potentially there could be a level of complacency coming through there, right? The fact that you don't have to do it, the fact that you've had most of the afternoon to kind of chill, to watch the games, everything like that. So I think they'll be coming in with some really, really fresh legs right now. But Placeholders, as we sort of said, sometimes that momentum can really push you forward.
Yeah, 100%. That momentum can really carry you through to a grand final. But we've got our competitors on the stage with Elfish Guys. Let's go and join them.
Thank you so much, Luke. Yes, I've got the 2 coaches of each respective team. We've got Tins here, obviously, from Placeholders, and Jimmer of Team Power. Ready to have a bit of a chat in the lead up to this grand final. Start with you. Obviously, a bit of an underdog run, I guess, for you guys so far through that lower bracket. I think a lot of people had you almost written off, especially in that game against Ground Zero, but you've made it to the grand final. How are you feeling about the boys' performances today?
They've been playing amazing. You know, we came through groups, we finished second. We knew that we were third seed coming into this, so we've already done above and beyond what we wanted to, and now it's time to take down the champs.
Indeed, and a bit of a different story on the side of Power. You guys obviously come in as the heavy favourites for this event. Back-to-back is what you're looking for. You think that's going to be on the cards today?
Yeah, it should be. If we do what we're meant to do, then yeah, why not?
Talk to me a bit about that first game as well. You guys obviously had a fairly confident display in game 1 of the day. What have you done since then? Have you just had a bit of a relax? Have you chilled out? How do you set yourselves up for this grand final?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a just go, go, go. So you go out there and it's always, you feel it out. It's our first time actually playing in a LAN environment together, first time hanging out as a team. So it's kind of just, now we're here, we know what it feels like. Let's just get in the groove and just do what we do on screens.
Indeed, and I guess on the other side of the coin, I want to ask you about the crowd support that you've been gaining. I feel like it's slowly but surely been building over the course of this event, and it does seem as though it's going to continue into the grand final. Do you think they're just backing you because they're the underdog, because you're the underdogs, or have you done something special today and are going to continue to do something special today to light that crowd up?
We'll try our best. It's amazing, all the OC boys coming out supporting, and you see these guys on a daily and ranked in streams and everything, so to be able to meet everyone in person and especially have them backing you, it's definitely given the boys some energy, and we'll see if we can bring on the trophy for them.
Yeah, certainly. We're looking forward to maybe a good start. Do you think a good start is going to be key to that momentum? Because it does feel like you've been a bit of a momentum-based team throughout the course of today.
It's definitely the first goal. It's always coming into the first game. You need to maintain that high energy that you have midway through the game. So it's always about the first 10 seconds, setting a good example, and Power's going to be a very hard team to beat, so definitely getting that first goal will give us a bit of a boost.
All right, and can I get a score prediction from you before we go?
We're definitely going the bracket reset, but I'll leave the rest to the imagination of the crowd.
Righto. All right, what about on the other side of the coin? Score coming from the Power side, is it another 4-0 in a grand final?
Yeah, look, if we do a 4-0, we will. But if we have to win in Game 7, we also will do that too. A win's a win, so we'll take it as far as we can and win.
Easy peasy. Well, I guess that's all from us on the stage. Enough chat. Let's get this grand final underway. It is Power. It is Placeholders going into the grand final of the JBL Quantum Grand Slam.
Seems like the crowd is ready and raring to go here for the grand final of JBL Quantum Grand Slam. We've got some insights from the coaches there, Conky. It seems like all about the momentum right now for the Placeholders. They did say getting that first goal is going to be so important. Kind of just get all of the jitters out, right? Just try and make sure that you get yourself in that right spot to be able to clean out this grand final. Obviously, Power, they're going to have a lot of fans in the Twitch chat right now, considering what they did to Ground Zero in that upper final. The Placeholders, though, they're long odds to try and get this one done, but maybe there's some magic in the air here.
They could be. The 11% is probably standing right behind us. That's all I'm sort of thinking at this point in time. But overall, look, I got to admit as well, also 3 very handsome people up on the stage there. It's always nice to see. But now, look, overall, getting the insight from the coaches is super important, right? It's a very, very forgotten about role at times. You know how important it is to, drive forward, especially a bit of a younger scene in Rocket League, right? As well, I think having kind of the dad to stand behind you and feel it out and everything like that, and keep the team's egos in check and everything is brilliant. So to have those guys behind and getting the insight really sort of warms me up for this game. And yeah, look, I think Power's going to be a tough one to beat, but Placeholders they've shown us, and I love a Cinderella run.
I love a Cinderella run as well, especially when it comes to games like Rocket League, where it feels like almost anything can happen, right? If it's your day, it's your day. At the end of the day, if you're the one that are just getting those extra shots on, maybe you're getting that extra 1%, right? You're starting to hit shots, and everything feels like it's going in, whereas for other teams, as we saw with Ground Zero, sometimes things just aren't clicking just yet, and all it takes is a few one of those 1%ers to be able to push you over the line. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's jump into the grand final of JBL Quantum Grand Slam. Placeholders will take on Power in a best of 7 to try and get the bracket reset.
Let's run it back, Luke. We're here again for the Quantum Grand Slam. Let's see what happens. The kickoff is close, but there is a level of defense there as well. So straight into it, into the mix of things. Fever has got his lines ironed up, but it's going to be Vortex to actually send it back towards center.
Yeah, Vortex is trying to get these touches on here. You can see that they're trying to put the emphasis on scoring this first goal. The first 10 seconds are so important. Almost Gus, the man of the hour, trying to get himself that MVP award in his hands already here. But now Vortex gets the hit into the corner off the back wall. Power trying to get the defense going. They get it dug out there by Banana Head. Nobody's home. It's Misty! There's the first blow.
Little first blood, Luke.
That's what they needed, Conky. They talked about it, right? Getting that first goal is so important for this Placeholder squad. Get the jitters out of the way, and now they can sit back and play the D role.
Step 1, secured, right? Now you just got to slowly chip it forward. And what I'm actually interested about whilst we've got this quick pause is we talked about Gus, the Gus bus, right? Which we told about throughout the course of the day. But also Banana Head is someone that we were looking at in the opening series, right? He was looking so, so good, the newest addition to the roster. These two, I'm super interested in how they're actually going to line up, right? Additional members coming into a mix of two, very established duos on both of these teams. So I think it's quite an even sort of look there. But yeah, overall, fantastic start there from Placeholders. Misty from the backline, as he has been doing throughout the course of the day as well. So very, very hot start. And Tins, mate, you got to be happy with that.
Oh, you definitely got to be happy with that if you are Placeholders right now. It's going to be a long road for them to get this 1 bracket reset and then 2 trying to get the championship as well. So starting off hot is exactly what they need here.
It is a funny thing, isn't it? It's like, hey, you want to win? Do it twice.
Yeah. You got to be Power.
Really secure it.
2 best of 7s, by the way. And if the Power of old from last year, I don't think they're going to allow that to happen. So Placeholders going to have to bring their best. But with 1-0 scoreline right now, obviously we saw in that previous series between Power and Ground Zero, Power did go down in that first game. A little bit slow starters, but as soon as they start to really get in the groove and go back to everything that they want to try and do, they play that kind of 3-man aggressive style very, very well. And if that starts coming forward here for Placeholders, I'm not quite sure if they're going to be able to hold off the onslaught that can be Power.
You can see there's a bit of stress in the eyes of Power right now, whereas the Placeholders guys are just chilling. I do believe there's just still some gentle issues over on that side, but surely will be sorted by our fantastic admins very, very soon.
Yeah, hopefully get it all going straight forward. You hate to stop and start in a game like this, especially if you're Placeholders. I think this is probably the worst place for them to have a pause as well. You get that first goal, you're going to have a lot of momentum. The boys are really starting to get locked in. And now it's all being stunted, right? You get that pause instantaneously after that goal gets scored, and They at least are still being quite jovial. Looks like they're playing around with the crowd, really trying to get the fans connected this time around, especially
why
after
not?
scoring the first goal.
You got to. Make some new fans along the way, right? That's the best part about events like this. You get to play down in front of that home crowd. So it is certainly an appropriate time to get it done. So the kickoff does commence once more, and oh, it's close. It's very close. But Misty not going to be letting that one through at all. Very, very strong defense. Gus has it forward as well, but Torsos is keen to give it back. Misty now, another catch, has had so much possession of this already. Vortex looking to catch. Great shadow defense here, trying to hold on for a little while longer, and there's big Gus bust. But Fever, he's keen, steps it up right, and it's Gus to defend again.
Yeah, straight off the backboard as well here. Vortex is going to have to go up in the air. Nice little redirect from Banana Head, but still is the Placeholders team that's been able to get that defense going, get the ball out as well. And now Power going to try and reconnect once again, trying to string together a few more of these passes back off the corner as well. Beautiful touch there by Misty to be able to save a little bit more of these shots on goal. And Gus, once again, a little bit of this open field for him to try and play around with, but with this 2v1 up against the Power defenders, it's too hard to get the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Back into the other corner now, the opposing side. Placeholders defense. Banana Head, though, looking keen. Just does narrowly miss it, but it's going to be off the backboard here. Torsos really trying to have a good crack here. Fever also around the other side. You can just see Banana Head is waiting as well in the wings, ready to send it down, but he's going to have his pressure and focus step the other way. Torsos now looking to bring it back. It's a great dribble as well, but it's Misty. How many times are we going to say this man's name, Luke?
It really does feel like this duo in the back are doing a whole lot of work. Vortex coming in there for a slight little bump. Misty being able to go directly towards the ball, and now with a little bit of a counter-attack. Torsos wasn't a shot on goal there.
Again.
Potentially could have been something that Power could have started to cheer about, but with Fever coming over the top.
My God.
It's another beautiful save by Placeholders. They're starting to hold on here, Conky.
Absolutely, but Power just continue to apply this pressure. You know, Placeholders don't want to be like a little turtle in their shell right now, trying to defend for as long as possible. They need to get some offense behind them as well, but look at this right in the middle, right in the mix. But it's a demo. Is it going to be enough? However, it's Fever! Oh my God, he sends it in from the top off the backboard, and that's a great quick response from Power.
Yeah, I thought that demo was going to be enough for Placeholders to be able to hold on, but Fever with a little bit of a solo effort. Unfortunately, Misty couldn't get his car out of the way. Got the redirect directly into the goals, so we are now back at 1-1. Almost at the halfway point of game number 1 as well here, Conky, and this is where we're really starting to try and figure out what Placeholders are made of. Can they do it once again? Score another goal onto Power and put the pressure back onto the remaining champs?
Absolutely. Gus looking to send it down the middle. It looks like Torsos is there, but it's a good redirection here. Now Fever trying to collect it inside middle once more. Vortex, how's he going to be able to get this one out of the corner for the time being? Look at him, just so hesitant right now. It's actually a demo as well on the boost pad.
He was just trying to regain a little bit of that boost, trying to stay in the back lines with a decent amount of boost to try and get these aerials going. Vortex will come up into the air, play around this midfield here, but once again, back in the defensive half for Placeholders. Gus will get the clear out into the corner, but they're still not out of danger just yet. Power will continue to attack. They want to try and get this into a 1-goal lead for themselves. Misty, maybe a little bit of individual brilliance is needed. Centering ball once again. Torsos picks it back up off the roof. Now into Fever once again with Banana Head. There he is. We talked about it, the guy that's waiting in the wings, and he is ready to strike at any opportunity, and Power, once again, all 3 of their members get involved in almost all of their goals.
I was going to say, under pressure, you get diamonds, but apparently not here from Placeholders, because Power were just continuing to apply that pressure time and time again and not letting Placeholders get any movement. But that looks like, oh geez, oh my God, it's coming back close already. Very, very close. Power, again, are just showing, basically bearing their fangs at this point.
Yeah, they're really trying to just put a foot down here, and we already talked about it on the stage, right? Momentum is very, very important for Placeholders here, so if they're able to step that out early on for Power, this could be another championship under their belt. Nunhead will do his best to try and get this dribble going. Nice little touch there from Misty, but it's a redirect in the opposite direction. Fever's going to come up off the wall. Nobody's left at home. It's going to be a good individual dribble. It wasn't on goal. Maybe sets up for somebody. Nunhead doesn't get the touch. Eventually goes off the post, and Vortex, he clears.
My God, Vortex and Misty have been doing absolutely everything. We've been waiting on Big Gus to start to send it down the guts of it, but it's going to be Fever to hold on. Vort does manage to send it back at the very, very least, but again, this defense is just as strong as the offensive power. A little bit of extra time, Luke. 45 seconds left on the clock now. They've got to bring this back, and there is the line, but Torsos, he'll defend for the time being.
Yeah, it was a beautiful touch there Placeholders being able to connect together. Still is only 1 goal lead for Power, so plenty of time for the Placeholders trying to get something done, but they need to try and get this ball out of their defensive half. Torsos doesn't clean it up, so Misty now actually has an opportunity to get this ball out, but it will just continue to stay in front of their goals. Now, Vortex gets it out. How much boost does he have? It looks like he's got none left, so he can't contest the ball.
Gus picks it back up, sends it nice and high, but Torsos is there to collect as well. Now Banana Head with control of the ball. He's going to be able to send it down center field, but Misty, defense, 10 seconds, trying to do their best, trying to bring it forward. If they want this overtime, they're going to have to get moving now, but Gus picks it up. Is he going to be able to do it? He's moving it nice and forward. It's going to stay nice and high, but will it be dry? They're going to try and send it down, and they absolutely do. It's a narrow miss, but that's Power getting the opener here.
Yeah, they did well to be able to pull that one back. Did Power, as we said. First goal, extremely important for Placeholders. They got it done. There was a little bit of a momentum starter there with that pause in the middle, and Power able to regroup and pull that one back and get themselves the first game on the board. One step towards another JBL Quantum Grand Slam trophy. As you can see, Misty, he's calling the big W's. Unfortunately, this time around it is an L. Still plenty of Rocket League to play here for the Placeholders. It's only game number 1 of a full best-of-7 Conky. There is plenty of time for them to get into this, but again, we're going to talk about it. Going 2-0 down, you start out this low against a team like Power. It feels like you are going up against Everest if you have to beat them from 2-0 down in the first best-of-7 and then do it again.
Absolutely, and you can even see the face from Coach Jimmer there as well. He's not super happy after that win initially, which is fair, right? You know that you need to be dominating this one. You need to be nice and fresh, right? Because with events for the rest of the year, I don't really think there's too much. So this is actually quite a nice high point to end on for the end of the year. And a defending champion as well, 4,000 Australian dollars in the back pocket. That is a pretty bloody good way to end your weekend.
Yeah, and especially just,
or start your weekend.
Yeah, start and the weekend, depends how you want to look at it. And I think, for all the Rocket League community as well, it seems like we've got a very big turnout when it comes to the community. And just being able to, have the fact that you can just tell everybody that you're the 2-time back-to-back JBL Quantum Grand Slam champions. I mean, at the end of the day, not many people get to say that, and that's probably something in and of itself to be able to gloat around. But anyways, time for us to jump into game number 2 here. Placeholders, as always, looking for that opening goal, whereas Power, they're much more comfortable just letting this kind of play out. They've got a couple of minutes left to go. They're more than confident to try and eke 1 goal, maybe string it into 2. Demo to open up here off of the kickoff means that Power, they're going to be back and not ready.
Moving it across though, Torsos sends it straight over to Fever. A little bit of a touch there to get it in towards center field, but in the corner, Misty will collect. He's looking to hold on for as long as possible, but Banana Head able to intercept and bring it forward, but there's Fort again to defend. Holding true, trying to just keep control as best as they possibly can, because this is the thing, Power, they've had so much chance to defend, they've had so much pressure applied to their opponents in Placeholders. Placeholders need to be able to break this mold if they're going to have any contest at trying to win this back, and there's Gus. He's boarded the bus.
He has.
He thanked the bus driver very, very happily, and that's an opening score once more for the Placeholders, Luke.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is this time around, I feel like they're going for a lot more bucks, a lot more of this demolition style.
Yeah.
Really trying to disconnect what Power want to try and do, and that's what happened there for the Placeholders. They got a nice little demo on one of the defenders out on the other side, gives Gus all this space to be able to get that free goal by himself, and Gus, wouldn't be a grand final without him scoring a goal.
Competitive esports, Luke, you cannot show overly too much respect to your opponent. Obviously outside of the server, yes, but inside the server, no respect, pure brutality. You have to show confidence, because otherwise Banana Head's just going to absolutely dance on you.
And that was just one of those scenarios where it was the last line of defense, and as soon as Placeholders lost that member, especially after the demo as well, it was all open goals for Banana Head, and Full Calm and Collective was able to finish as well. So we're back to even Stevens. It feels like it's a little bit of deja vu here. And Power once again just getting that stranglehold back on the Placeholders. There is a nice little demo that goes on one of the Power members. Torsos, though, is the one that still is in control of the ball. That means that the Placeholders aren't able to capitalize on just yet. Nice little pass there on a Misty. Oh, that second touch would have been something. But now it's going to go back into Vortex, and Gus is not in position to be able to capitalize on that ball just yet.
Exactly. With that demo, though, it does make there's a little bit more space. However, Banana Head was pretty keen to get it back in there. Another demo. Gus is absolutely tearing limb from limb this side of Power, but they have to capitalize. They have to use it. They have to do something. And he, oh my God, no, Banana Head, are you joking me? How has he managed to get that out of there? Got a shovel or something.
Yeah,
Gus.
They still need to get it there, but it's all panic stations for Power to be able to pull that one out. Off the crossbar, out of the corner, doesn't matter, they get it done. Gus with a nice little 50 to keep control of the ball. And the Placeholders, they can smell blood in the water, they can smell a goal. They just need to keep up this aggressive style. They need to keep up all this damage. They're doing Gus in the corner.
Oh, the demo.
But he gets demoed and they get the save as well. Power will hold on again, Conky.
Absolutely missed me just playing that shadow defense in the back. Gus is in position once more. But again, it's just these two members, Gus and Banana Head, just duking it out toe-to-toe. But Fever, Misty, oh, the defense at the right time as Banana Head tries to send it back down. Has the space, but it's Fever to cut the grass, split the wickets, and send another one back in for Power.
Yeah, you can just see that Power knew that there was a moment there for them. As soon as all this, kind of frantic defense had to go through, there was going to be a moment where one of these defenders was going to slightly miss the ball, and then Feeble was able to finish it off. And now, once again, a goal lead for Power. They're just really starting to tighten these screws up against Placeholders. It feels like just nothing's been able to stick for them, and things are really starting to go the way of Power. That was almost something, the deflect off the roof, but now Ford, they have a little bit of open space with that demo going in, but Banana Head does a beautiful job to juke around one of these attackers to keep the ball in their half.
Gus is fighting for it again though. Look at him, already eyes on the prize once more. Gets that double touch, but it's another demo in the sky. Torsos, he has to try and send this one through. Misty is there to at least send it packing for now, but it's on to Ford. Does he have the space? Does he have the time? No, Fever will deny, but there's Gus trying to juke it with Torsos. They're just contesting, and it's Gus again to destroy, to decimate, but Fever and Ford, they also duke it out. This is absolute insanity going on right now, Luke. You can't even keep up with what's going on.
It feels like everybody is saving with a millimeter to go, getting shots on permanently between both of these two teams, and unfortunately for the Placeholders, the ball is just not in the right half of the court right now. They want to try and be on the aggressive, be on the front foot, utilize all these demos that they are getting, and now Misty, nice little shot in towards the midfield. That demo goes the way of Power this time around though, so slowing it down is the Placeholders. Really just want to try and wait for Gus to respawn. He does get it going now. Nice little pinch out of the corner, but a double tack comes in from Banana Head. They still get the save. They haven't been able to close it out just yet, have Power. But they're so close.
It's just pure desperation. This is exactly what you want to see from Placeholders, right? Putting on enough pressure where you do have to feel like Power is scrapping it out a little bit. Sure, they're taking the lead. Sure, they're in a little bit of control, but with a minute left on the clock, anything can happen. Another demo, that's going to put Placeholders in an awkward position. And now the crossbar, it's going to be skipped. That's actually a little bit of a whiff there. Gus, he's going to be able to pick it up just in time. But Banana Head waiting in the wings as per usual. We'll bounce it off the corner. We'll try set it up because there's Torsos, but no. It's the denial again from Misty. He has been defending everything. But again, oh man, Gus, he tried so damn hard, didn't he?
Yeah, eventually it's going to break. There was just, felt like it was shot after shot after shot
that was
for Power.
4 minutes. 4 minutes of that.
It's, you can just see that as soon as Power are able to play their game, they really do kind of strangle the Placeholders out of this game. And now with a 2-goal lead, 40 seconds left to go, they're going to have some miracle here to try and go up to a 1-1 scoreline in this grand final. It's very hard for the Placeholders to kind of play the game that they want to. They are playing very demolition heavy, but they haven't been able to capitalize on any of these demos just yet. Up off the crossbar, Torsos does well to be able to dig that ball out. He does, again, a centering ball, but Power, they just do a good job getting all three members back, just holding off, just playing slow, and just trying to get this ball out. Some individual brilliance from some of the players of Placeholders, but it's just not enough to get the goals just yet.
Absolutely, all desperation here. You know, 10 seconds. It's unlikely that Placeholders are going to be able to close it here. Ford, if he gets it, oh, but Banana Head, that defense, that might have just saved the game there, Luke. And I think it absolutely will. As soon as that hits the ground, they know it's done. And it's going to be Power walking away with the second game here of this best of 7. They only need 2 more to secure the JBL Quantum Grand Slam 2023.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Power have one hand already on the championship. There's still plenty of Rocket League to go, though. At this point, wouldn't hate to see maybe a tactical timeout coming in for the Placeholders.
Yeah.
Try and get themselves mentally reset, just trying to figure out what is going wrong. It feels like in this game number 2, they really, once again, put a lot of emphasis on getting these demolitions, but they just weren't able to get the ball into their offensive half. They were constantly defending for what felt like 4 minutes, and as you said, there's just, at some point, if you were defending for so long, you will eventually make a mistake. Even the best teams in the world make the mistakes of that much pressure being put on them. And with the amount of shots on that Power were having, was an inevitability for them, and it just really did feel like, unfortunately for Placeholders, some of their shots on, like that shot there, you know, just going a little bit wide, and sometimes just getting some of these lucky little bounces for Power and what have you. It does feel like the Power just had that little bit extra 1% to try and get them over the line.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing of right where you see that experience, because there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that Placeholders are making Power feel the pressure. There's a little bit of a sweat. There is certainly so many of these moments where it's just the absolute narrowest margin, where it's the save or the goal opportunity or whatever, and it's just a constant contest in this. But Luke, all I got to say is, like, you turn around for a second, you look at this crowd. This crowd is absolutely massive.
And they're packed and they're ready to see, hopefully, a bracket reset, but they're going to need a whole lot of energy to the Placeholders, boys, to try and get themselves towards that win. And as I said, perfect time for a tactical timeout. The Placeholders now, they're going to take these couple of minutes, they're going to sit back, they're just going to try and get themselves zen. Just try and get back to what helped them win that series up against Ground Zero. I'm sure they can hear the crowd as well. You can see even the coaches getting everybody excited.
Well, I think what I want to hear is, like, I keep hearing the Placeholders crowd, but can I hear the Power crowd for a second as well?
Decent amount of Power people
Yeah,
around.
there's a fair bit going on, but what about the Placeholders again? Jesus, guys. Power, what's going on right now?
Definitely a bit of crowd bias happening this time around. And I think the Placeholders are going to need a whole lot more than that to try and get this series back on track. Game number 3 is ready to start. Players are loading in. Few seconds left to go again. I'm going to talk about it the entirety of this series. First goal, extremely important for the Placeholders. Continue to set that tempo. Now the first demo goes the way here of Power. It's going to slow this ball down. They're going to try and get another shot on, though. Goes past Misty. Torsos, though, isn't on shot, so he isn't able to get that first goal going. Fever will come in. Misty deflects it. Banana Head will try and keep this ball in the oppressive half.
A little bit of airtime. Fort now looking to try and bring it back here. Banana Head, though, waiting in the wings again. You know, this time he's falling back to a little bit of that shadow defense, just keeping a bit of a keen eye. But as the demo comes through, that does open up an opportunity for Misty. He's replenished the boost, and now he's looking to try and stand this up, try and put it into the square. But it's actually Gus who is up and over the top. But it ultimately does go back their way, and Power controlling the ball again.
Yeah, you can just see trying to win these 1v1s across the pitch, trying to make sure that they get a lot of this ball in the offensive half. Vortex goes in, nice little demolition there from Gus, but Fever and Banana Head will be able to hold strong here on their duo, be able to get themselves this ball control back. But Gus once again beats one, almost beats Torsos as well. Vortex will continue to keep this ball inside of Power's half. The ball goes up into the air, Missy misses the touch, doesn't get it. Nice little defensive read there by Power, and Gus off the back wall and into the goals again. Gus opens up the account for Placeholders in a 3rd straight game. But he really needs to get more of those going. Can't go inside of their shell after Power get the answer back. They need to get the stranglehold back onto this ball.
His Twitter account is now a Gus Stan account, the way he's been going. But Power, you know how good they are at this point in time. Every single time we've seen, I think it's been the opening goal for the Placeholders. Yeah. All of these matches, and Power have brought it through. Consistency and the score to be in it to win it.
You just see now they kind of switch gears, right? They're 1 goal behind. They're going to keep this 3-man forward pressure. It's all about the counterattacks now for Placeholders. Can they get this ball going in? Misty almost gets a nice little deflection off the top of Banana Head, but that goes over the top of Gus there. Vortex in the back to clean it all up. That's a nice little touch as well. Gus almost gets the finishing on that one to get the 2nd goal of this game and start to get the lead going out for the Placeholders.
He's going to be able to center it once more, at least sending it a little bit higher, but Banana Head is going to be doing the opposite. The dribble over the top sends it to Fever! And Banana Head shows his diversity again, the way he can play mechanically. This man is gifted. Team dynamic, and again, you know, this guy only joined the roster a couple of bloody weeks ago. He's good, he's experienced, right? Background from the Pioneers, but he is pioneering a new position in Power right now.
It definitely feels like they very good at just switching their roles up on the fly here for Power, and that's why the 3-man shot goes in, but Gus off the roof answers back instantaneously for the Placeholders. And this is what we talked about, Conky. You can't go inside of your shell. Going up against a team like Power, they will try and get a response, but you need to answer back as quickly as humanly possible, and Placeholders do that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This guy, you know, it's not even a thing. They're down, you know, a little bit of struggles behind, but this guy is making it entertaining. This guy is carrying the team forward, but it is a team game and it can't be done without. as Vaught and Misty continue to defend this vicious offense from Power. Banana Head looking off the crossbar! And immediately again a response from Banana Head. It's Gus and him going toe-to-toe again. As we talk about it, was Fever previously, but this time Fever centered it up and off the crossbar into the middle. And he gets it done. Straight off our backboard, straight in the center. Oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah, beautiful pressure once again coming in from Cal. They get the demo on Gus inside of the goals, and it's a 2 versus 3, and Banana Head just has to alley-oop it. And at that point now, Power, they get themselves back to even, and this is where they like playing their ball. They like playing from the even state, because all it takes is one mistake and they will capitalize on it. Nice little pass to the center. Banana Head misses it, but Fever gets the assignment, picks back up, gets a touch on the bottom part of his car, and now Misty tries to go on the counter offensive, gets a nice little demo board off the backboard, doesn't get the touch. So Placeholders, they're still going to be able to keep this forward pressure going.
Absolutely, and look at Gus dribbling it forward. Misty is there waiting in the wings, but it looks like Banana Head already ready to defend as well. Vaught bringing it forward. Torsos is there to defend though, as the boost is recollected by Banana Head. And now in the center, Gus tries to line it up. It's Misty. Misty with the dribble. Is he going to be able to send it down? No, it will be defended by Fever again. And now the opening is there. It is available, but Gus is there to deny once more. He's got his eyes set on the prize, but Torsos will continue to deny. Now Vaught trying to jump over and above the top. It is just cat and mouse, back and forth, but Misty tries again, has another opportunity, but it doesn't quite work out here. Vaught though, from the other side, from the corner, he sends it forward, and again it's defended. You can't tell what's going on right now.
Power under the pump. They're doing well to hold defensively. Gus is breaking some ankles. He gets it done, and Vortex will close it down. And it's a 3-2 scoreline now for the Placeholders, with Gus doing some individual brilliance, breaking Banana Head in half. And then Vortex finishes it off with a nice little touch, and Placeholders with 1:20 to go put themselves in front in this game number 3. These tactical timeouts, man, they are working wonders.
So just needing to hold on. They don't want an overtime. They want that game victory. They want to bring it forward. Vaught trying so hard to extend out that lead again. They're wanting to make it 4-2. They're wanting to secure this dub, this victory royale. This Torsos does have a little bit of a further look forward. Gus is there to defend and going toe-to-toe with Banana Head once more.
Again, Power, they're 1 goal behind, and they will just send 3 members towards the goals, trying to squeeze out the defense from the Placeholders. Doing a good job of just trying to keep this ball active, trying to keep this ball up into the air, trying to force out a lot of the boost coming in from Power. Once again, being stuck inside of the corner as well. Gus doing an interesting trick towards the goals as well. And now, back on the defense is the Placeholders. They've got 30 seconds left to go here with 1 goal victory. It's exactly what they need going into this game number 3.
Centering shot.
Nice little centering shot, almost gets past Fever.
Jesus, right in the middle there, but you can just see how desperate Power are to send it back, how desperate they are to hold on right now. 10 seconds. Let me hear it, crowd. Let me see if you can fire this one up right now. 5 to go, pushing it forward. Will Power be able to collect this? They're going to have to try and keep it up high, Luke. They're going to have to try and carry it all the way across. They're going to try and slam dunk this one down as Torsos does line into position. Fever's going to be able to get the catch. Fever's going to be able to send it forward. But it's the defense again, and Placeholders, they will get one back.
First step on the long road to the JBL Quantum Grand Slam Championship. But they've done it. They were able to come back. They got the first goal. They kept the momentum going. It was an answer back from Power, but instant response coming in from Placeholders. And that's exactly what I wanted to see out of them, coming out of that technical timeout, right? You wanted to make sure they were able to keep their mental going, keep that pressure on the Power, and show that they can continue to score these goals and really put it back on the Power. And now that's going to give you the confidence moving forward if you're Placeholders. You know that you can go toe-to-toe with these Power boys. You know that you can start to come back. You can get these answers when you need them. And Placeholders, now it's a 2-1 scoreline. They win this next game, Conky. That's when we're going to start to swing this momentum back, right? You're starting to look towards the Placeholders. They're going to be the ones who are going to be in control. But Power, at the end of the day, you can never count these guys out. These guys have been at the top of their game in ANZ for a very long time, and they will not stop until they have another championship in their hands.
But this is so sick, right? This is what you heard from Tins in the interview as well, you know, talking about how the first goal was getting to the close balls. Second goal, winning out in groups. You know, they ultimately came in, I believe, 3rd seed in the way through, 2nd in their group, and then being able to make it not only to the stage, but then through the lower bracket. Like, it's just slowly chipping away. You know, you had kind of a pass mark, but then you're just achieving and achieving and achieving time and time again. It's a pretty awesome thing to witness.
Yeah, it's very, very good to see the Placeholder boys be able to get this far into the grand final and not get swept as well. So this is game number 4.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Once a week.
Once a day.
Once a week.
I'm thinking about the Roman Empire right now.
Well, yeah, I definitely am. Going into the Colosseum. You see, this is where the gladiators will fight. Let's see if Power is going to be a beast or a gladiator. Nice little shot there coming in from Banana Head. Wants to beat that forward momentum. Wants to try and get into the faces of Placeholders once again here. Fever will clean up the slot just for now. Gus and Misty, they do get themselves back in a position though to try and get this defensive clear, but Banana Head will not let this go. There's nobody there to collect the centering ball though.
Constantly applying this pressure as well as Fever does look for it, but again, it's great shadow defense there from Gus to just keep an eye on it, a little bit more distance. But Fever, another great swipe there from Misty. This guy has defended more. Tips his Fedora, Milady, I've got you. Now Gus, looking for more.
That's a nice shot there coming in from Vortex as well. Misty coming from the underneath there, but Torsos is back there for the defense. Vortex, he's here to him, but Banana Head!
What was that?
He comes from the roof like the Spider-Man kiss and gets the ball out.
Oh my God,
That's the
Mary
demo.
Jane!
Now Misty wants to try and clean up and try and finish this ball off. We're about a minute into this first game. Gusto does get the redirect, pitches up towards the roof. And the Placeholders will continue to press forward. Power are doing their best to just try and clear this ball out, try and regroup as a team. They get a few nice touches, but it feels like Placeholders right now, they're really on the ball.
Oh man, absolutely. There is just so much chaos. This time, for the first time in this series, I feel like there's no real defining control. It goes back and forth to the opposing sides of the pitch. Everyone's getting their piece of the pie right now, but they have to be the ones to discern something, the ones to take that extra control. The way that we've seen some of these goals be defended, we need to see goals scored in the exact same merit. And there's an opportunity there, but it's Misty again. Now Vort trying to send it back. Gus again, still with his eyes forward. But Misty doesn't want to let this one go at all.
You can just see Power now. They've got that little bit of pitch control. They're really just trying to move this ball forward to try and keep it stuck in the offensive half. And it's a nice little clear there coming in from the Placeholders. They get the ball back into Power's half off the pitch, and Misty will come in, get this nice little clear shot going as well. Doesn't have the boost to come off the wall though, and now he's stuck in a little bit of a ragdoll animation. The Placeholders, they want to try and hold on here, but Power coming off the roof. Banana Head almost gets the backboard shot. Torsos pops it up. Fever's there, but it's Misty with the save.
Oh my God!
And once again, Placeholders get this ball out, but they need to get this counter-attack going and going fast.
They know all the tricks, they know all the moves right now. They're just keeping a firm eye on Banana Head, not letting him lurk inside the shadows anymore. They're instead sending him to the realm, Yu-Gi-Oh style, as Vort tries to get this one back out, trying to get it back towards center. Torsos has another look, but again, it's just that tap that manages to put the additional pressure on. Vort is dancing around this goal. It takes two to tango, and now Gus looking to send it back forward as well. Centering ball, Vort is going to be there, but Fever might get the catch first. He will get the touch, but that's the boost, and now in towards the centering ball. It's high and dry, but there's Torsos as well. And again, this just continues a tug-of-war game right now, Luke.
Yeah, it really feels like neither team has been able to get a lot of this control when it comes to the ball. A lot of these passes are going a little bit wayward. That's a nifty little shot on the goal there from Misty. Vort now is able to keep this ball in the corner. They go back to the opposite side. They want to try and collect some more of this boost as well. You can see they're starting to struggle to keep that online for the Placeholders. They get that little boot there on the Torsos, but Fever up into the corner. It's Gus and Misty. They're still able to get the dynamic duo going. And they get that shot towards the center. Vortex open goal!
There you have it. Not someone we've typically seen on the scoring side this day, but it's Vortex to get it done. Sending it forward, managing to just miss that. Torsos would have been a centimeter away from that defense. But Placeholders get 4 in a row first scores, Luke.
Yeah, first blood going the way of Placeholders in every single one of these games so far. Game number 3 was the only game they're able to hold on to that 2-0 win. And once again, I don't know what it is with these Power guys. It's almost like they are gifted these first goals towards the side of the Placeholders because they want to play from behind.
Yeah. Thriving under pressure, as we sort of spoke about, right? These Power guys, they know how to play the crowd, and they're certainly playing me right now.
Instantaneous response from Power to be able to get themselves back into this game. We've got a minute to go, but on the kickoff, Placeholders, they do not go inside of their shell. It seems like all they need is that first goal to unlock themselves, and Vortex with the 2-piece. That's a nice little alley-oop coming in there from Gus, and that is a sick goal going the way of Placeholders. And once again, goal victory now for the side of Placeholders.
Throws it up again, says, guys, you guys have had enough of the pie. I want some this time round. A couple of goals scored for Vortex, and now as they try to bring it back forward, he's already got his eyes again. Trying to do it once more, trying to get it working again, but this time Misty will be the one to pick it up as it hits the top of the backboard, dropping it down towards the throw. No, there we go. Okay, Gus is able to pick that one back up. Fever's trying to get it from the top, though. It's going to have to be a big defense here from the roof. Gus trying to split the wickets here. Gus trying to find the space, and it's got to be Gus! All the way, solo dolo, he manages to get it done. This is his Mojo Dojo Casa House.
That was a sick individual effort from Mr. Gus there. He beats Banana Head, gets it back off the back wall, sends it directly in the center of goal, and now Placeholders 2-goal lead in this game number 4. They are starting on the trajectory that they need to try and get this full bracket reset. Power, though, will not go without a fight. They want to try and keep this game as close as possible. There's still 40 seconds left to go. Plenty of time for them to score more goals. But if this goes in, this could be dire straits. Banana Head, he's left reeling because his teammates bump him around, but Power, they at least get the clear, Conky.
Absolutely, trying to get it back center again. You know, Banana Head will be able to at least get some level of a split, but it's Misty who bumps it away once more. Torsos at least keeps the control. But again, Luke, it's 15 seconds. They don't have enough time to double down. They need to get moving, and they have to get moving quickly. Where's Banana Head? He's all the way at the back. Torsos tries to get the top,
Vortex!
but it looks like it's going to be Vortex. Can he push it through? He's going to at least be able to hold on for long enough. And that will be it again. Placeholders, they tie up the scoreline. We are so close here.
Yeah, 2-2 scoreline in the JBL Quantum Grand Slam Grand Final between Placeholders and Power. Power still do have that extra life in the Grand Final they can try and play around with. They're going it down 2 games in a row now. Probably a pretty good time for Power to call their own tactical timeout here. Just try and get themselves back into the same kind of systems that got them to this Grand Final. They got them to the top of ANZ. And the way that Placeholders are playing, it really does feel like they're kind of playing unchanged in these last 2 games. The first 2 games, they were obviously being able to still get their goals going, but as soon as Power answered back, it really did feel like that kind of tempered a lot of the Placeholders and how they wanted to play, and that's not how they've been scoring goals throughout the entirety of today, Conky. And now they've absolutely unleashed on the stage. You can just see these guys are ready to try and take this first best of 7 and at least get a bracket reset for today.
This is where the pressure really starts to amount behind you, right? It's just where Power really kind of need that opportunity for just a nice high dig and just chill. Just take it easy for a second, right? Because right now Placeholders are absolutely running them off their feet. Power's maybe getting a little bit shaken by this. But it's something that they're used to, right? You know, they do play, obviously, so much of this. They've been at the top for such a long time, and there's a reason for that, Luke. Yeah. There's a reason why so many people think that Power is the hot favorite inside this region. And obviously, you know, again, having that international experience, being able to run it back and only going down to teams who made deep runs over in Boston, over in Düsseldorf. You know, they know kind of what they're doing here, and they are used to this. So as you mentioned, they've called for the timeout, and I think they're going to use this one well.
Yeah, Jim has been able to get in the ears of the boys here, and he's been doing this for years at the top level in ANZ Rocket League. And to be able to get the boys, I think the biggest thing for Power is just kind of just settling them back down, right? Yeah. Just being like, okay, crowd might be against us this time around. There's got a lot of hype coming in for the Placeholders. Let's just relax. Let's just go back to everything that got us here. Just start playing our systems. Just do exactly what we need to do. We're extremely mechanically gifted as players. We can just go in, we can take this grand final, we can get ourselves a nice early dinner as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can treat themselves to something special as well. You know, 3,000 buckaroos in the back pocket. Not bad, not bad.
Nice little steak.
Yeah,
to finish out a JBL Quantum Grand Slam.
That'll get you 2 bags of chips from 7-Eleven. That economy, right? Yeah. That was a very sad,
that was a depression, yeah, that one. Anyways, game number 5. It's all about jubilation here for the JBL Quantum Grand Slam, especially with Placeholders having the momentum right now in this series. But the momentum could be stumped with Dostos opening up the first 8 seconds for a goal.
First change. The change-up that they needed, right? 4 games back to back to back to back where we saw Placeholders get the opening score and 8 seconds of Power. That is such a turnaround that they need. So clearly, both times now we've seen these timeouts really used well.
Yeah, it really does feel like they are kind of a blessing for a lot of these teams. And that was a goal once again where Power were able to utilize all three of their members, a whole lot of passes towards the midfield, and it was Torsos that was able to capitalize on it all and get the goal going. Banana Head goes up. Doesn't really have that much boost to try and play around with this. A lot of the Power members are stuck inside of this corner, but they do have control of the ball. But with not all too much boost left, it is very, very hard for them to try and contest this ball. Banana Head goes up into the air to at least get this ball out, but Gus doesn't get the touch there. That could have been an open goal. Maybe Fort gets it. No, he doesn't. Misty's going to be back on D to try and beat out onto Fever here, and once again, gets the clearing ball.
Yeah, he'll be kicking himself there, Gus, for missing that shot, but there will be more opportunities as well. You've got to keep on kicking as best as you can, but here's Banana Head. He's looking for the slam dunk, but it's defended again. This time, once more, it's Misty, and my, doing so well to just continue to keep this ball away from that goal. But Banana Head once more trying to center it up. This time Torsos looking to get a little bit of extra control out of the corner again. And there is the space. It is gathered, but it just goes across. Fort just keeping them interested at this point in time.
Yeah, nice little bombs coming in there from Banana Head, just trying to keep these goalies on their toes. So Gus now with a bit of a breakaway ball. Doesn't really get much out of it though. Misty continues to kick this ball back into the corner. Banana Head, nice clearing shot as well. Fort goes up into the air. Doesn't really get much out of it, but Demo there on a Banana Head can stump a lot of this aggression coming out from Power. Once again, Placeholders, they are one goal behind, but they need to try and get something done here. Another demo goes the way here of Power, so they do have the advantage. They want to try and get this goal towards Placeholders, but Fort does get the respawn, so he gets himself away for now.
Absolutely, but now look at Banana Head trying to get it forward, and there's Fever from the back end, but it's Gus again to push it away, to manage to find the space, get the positioning well. But this time, really, Power, they feel in control. They are making Placeholders sweat right now. First time we've seen it go to the opposing side of the pitch in a little bit, but still, there is plenty more time to go. Power only one ahead as they try to extend out this lead. They want to close this. They want to be the back-to-back round champions. And it is going to be the defend there from Torsos.
You can just see that Power are just controlling the ball. They're just making sure that it's being moved around on their terms here. If they want to try and go on aggressive, they do get it done. They're just constantly trying to keep this ball in the side of the Placeholders. And this tactical timeout can really work wonders for these teams. But Placeholders are just going to try and go on the advantage here. They're going to push the ball up here from Fort, centering ball, but doesn't really get into the hands of his teammates for now. Torsos up off the roof. Second touch. Vortex was there though. Nice little demolition once again here coming in from Vortex to be able to keep his buddies alive.
Absolutely. Banana Head trying to make it work, but again, I sort of alluded to it, right? You know, they were now aware of Banana Head's antics, like where he's sitting, where his positioning is, and it's going to be Vortex once more, tying up the scoreline 1-1. That is more goals than he scored all today in one game.
Yeah, he's doing the heavy lifting when it comes to this grand final. It seems to be working out. Maybe that's all they needed. They just needed that little change, right? They missed it. You go on the defense. Vortex is now going to be in the front runner, going to be running around with Gus, who's going to constantly be trying to go for the ball this time around. Kickoff's going to be happening. Fever gets a shot on, but it's a nice little shot out there from Vortex. Man of the hour so far has been doing a lot of heavy lifting here up against Power. Pinch goes up into the air. Power, they're definitely in position for this, but Gus gets a nice little clear there. Back to Vortex. Oh, that's definitely not the 50 you wanted to see there if you were a Placeholders fan.
Definitely not at all, but as now Gus tries to still bring this momentum forward, it's going to be Misty who is looking for it on the other side, but it's going to be Vort in the back. Banana Head, though, has managed to find a little bit of a gap here, but now Torsos has to go ring around the Rosie for just a little bit, allowing the Mary Pole for now, as Fever just narrowly misses the top there. Vort has to try and collect it, but Fever has found the gap, has found the space. Will he be able to connect with a shot? Is it going to be Banana Head? It will! He's done it once more. They've forgotten about the man in the back, and he manages to get into position once more. Look at him go. A sixth sense, this man.
Yeah, and this is, you know, what Power have been doing all throughout today, right? This three-man aggression. It feels like every single time you're going to have, you know, Fever going up for a goal. You're going to be having Torsos going up for a goal, and then there's always going to be Banana Head who's going to be backing his boys to try and get in there. It seems like they really are backing their kind of counter-attackness and really just trying to get themselves back in as fast as they possibly can, and that just means that whenever there's an attacking opportunity, they can get that ball in the goal.
Oh man, Banana Head again just continuing to center it up. Fever looking like he's trying to get it back to position that they can score out. Torsos will be able to find the time, but does miss the bounce narrowly. Banana Head gets it back, but it is Banana Head again with the alley-oop, the layup. He makes it work once more off the backboard. Look at this. It's absolute beauty. Chef's kiss. Mwah!
A little bit of individual brilliance once again here from Banana Head. Just having a lot of that space, and that's kind of the hard part about Power, right? Like, you know that all these guys that are insanely mechanically skilled, all of them can score these individual goals, so it's like, who do you really sign up
Surely
on?
not.
And Banana Head looking for the three-piece in what felt like 20 seconds, but now Gus is on the counter-attack. A little bit of defense coming in from Power, though. Centering the ball back in towards Banana Head, gets this ball, slows it down just a little bit. Nice Misty, though. Wins the fight for the ball, and now with Vortex to be able to get a centering ball here for Gus. Maybe this could be on, gets back up off the backboard. Another three-man try and get in here. Vortex doesn't get the touch. Fever, though, gets the clear back off the backboard. They need to try and score in these next couple of seconds here, Conky. Otherwise, this could be game over.
Absolutely. They need to get something sorted now. Otherwise, Power will just have too much control of it, and it's going to be Gus. Basically, the last wall of defense here. Tries to set it up, but it's going to go back the way of Banana Head. There's a demo in the process. Fever on the backboard, and he's done it. That should be securing this match right now. Game number 5. Looking like it's going to be going the way of Power. And that will mean that they'll be only one away from securing the back-to-back victory of the JBL Quantum Grand Slam 2023.
Very, very close. They're closing this one out with 3-goal lead. It is very simple for Power to just hold this ball here. Maybe you might get a consolation goal here or there, but with 1 second left to go, the ball's going to hit the ground. Fever chips it up. We'll just keep this ball in play for as long as they possibly can. They wanted another one. That could have been it if it wasn't the end. All right, boys, come on. Surely we can get a fist bump going at this point.
Come on.
But with that, it's 3-2 now for Power. As you said, only one game away to be able to get themselves yet another championship for JBL Quantum Grand Slam. And it is do or die now for the Placeholders. They need to win from here on out. They need to win the next 2 games. Then they need to go back, need to reset mentally and physically in the bracket and try and get themselves a championship underneath their belt.
It is funny, like I'm looking over at the Power guys, and whilst they are still smiling and they are still obviously, you know, happy with the result that they've got so far, I wonder if they're feeling a little bit of the pressure. The fact that Placeholders, like, in their mind, this probably should have been a 4-0, right? You know, they're sort of sitting there licking their lips going, okay, you know, Superlock not here, okay, you know, Placeholders knocked out Ground Zero. Wait, it's 2-2? What the hell's going on right now? So, you know, bringing up that 3-2, they are nice and tight. It is very, very close, but I do remind you all, one more game and Power will walk away with the back-to-back.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they're able to do this, especially with having the change of Banana Head coming into this roster as well. And, you know, we've heard from Jimmer, this is the first time they've been able to play as LAN, play as a team as well, really trying to get themselves all sorted out going into the remaining couple of events towards the end of the year is going to be big for Power, who obviously have, you know, grand dreams of, you know, being able to take this towards like an international stage, like a world, to try and get themselves, you know, like a top 4, top 8, try and even win the whole damn thing. And this is a good spot for them to really be able to get a lot of those kinks ironed out. And I think this is going to be a good test for them as well, because not only are they able to figure out kind of what their process is when they start to fall behind in some of these games, they can also figure out what the tactical timeout's going to look for them as well. And this is game number 6, ladies and gentlemen. And for all the carrots, this could be it for Placeholders. They can still stay alive in this best of 7, but they need to do it now, and they cannot falter for the remaining games of this series. Starting out with a bang, Banana Head once again gets a shot on goal.
They have to make it work here, Placeholders, if they want to get that bracket reset, if they want to try and secure this victory. The big dub over Power, an upset for the ages. They have to get moving now, and right at this very, very position. Vort does seem to have a level of control, but Fever's going to try and collect it towards the middle, trying to get it centered, but Gus will deny and defend for now. Banana Head trying to take it over the top again. It will be centered once more by Torsos. Can Banana Head get the positioning? Can he resend it? He can hold on, he can bounce, he can dribble. It's not going to go his way for now.
Yeah, just not having the boost there for Banana Heads. Wasn't able to send that ball back towards the middle. Gus with the drop over the top. Fever's there in time to be able to save that ball, and another demo goes the way here of Power, so they're able to hold on to this man advantage. Now with Misty getting this respawn, misses the shot here. They're going to come in with Torsos a little bit off goal there. Not going to go straight in, but Power, they are looking to try and score this. They're looking to try and get it done here. Vortex, though, is on the goal line and saves it. Fever goes back up off the backboard, doesn't get it done. Gus just watches it roll past his car, and Power will continue to keep the pressure on.
Absolutely. They do center it up once more, but it's going to be Misty to at least get the drive forward in towards that forward. And Vort looking to collect, trying to get it back, but it's going to be Banana Head. He's had enough, clearly. He wants to be able to send this one into position as urgently as possible. Minute 30 down, still yet no score, but Fever, Torsos, they can't try much more at this point in time.
There's a lot of attackers down here for Placeholders. They had 2 versus 1 there, but didn't really have the positioning with the ball to be able to get that goal going. Nice little transition there between Fever as well as Torsos to be able to get this ball in position for them to have a try and shot on. They don't really have the positioning just yet with the ball floating up in the air. It's a dangerous proposition for Placeholders. Power once again continuing to jam this ball into the back corner, trying to get themselves maybe a pin, try and set themselves up for the centering ball, but a demo goes down there onto Torsos, so he's going to be waiting in the wings for a couple of seconds while they continue this onslaught.
Is he going to be able to bring it forward? No. Again, this just defense that's coming out from Placeholders. You know, they have had to have their backs up against the wall for most of this game so far, but at the very least, they are diving, they are swinging, they are not going to let this ball through that goal. Banana Head sends it forward again, trying to get it around the middle, trying to get the spacing, but no one is there to close it out. Has to go back, has to look to see where Misty's going to be sending it, and it does dribble across the top, but no. Again, it gets denied.
Just feels like both of these teams are playing on a nice edge, right? There's going to be one moment when somebody's going to crack, somebody's going to make a mistake, but it's who is going to falter first. It's the real question. Gus tries to get something done by jamming it into the bottom part of the pitch. Now Misty up into the air, tries to go for an aerial, gets over the top of one, but Torsos is there to clean it up.
Absolutely. Torsos doing some defending of the ages just
Vortex!
there. Vortex off the top, Gus! Can't quite find it. Banana Head's going to recollect the bag and try to send it forward as well. But it's Misty always waiting in the wings. There is a couple of offenders here though. Torsos, and it's Fever. Not too far behind, narrowly missing it. Banana Head will look to set it up off the top of that backboard there. But Fever just has to wait. Try and defend Gus. Try and knock it out of his grubby little mitts, it would seem.
It was a good little read there from Fever as well to be able to come off of the roof and just stop it directly in the midfield. But now Fever goes up into the air, gets it onto the nose. Banana Head's here to close it in, but it's Vortex holds strong. And Misty will clear the ball out again, but they need to keep holding on here. Placeholders want to try and get on this counter-attack. The ball goes towards goal once again. Vortex digs it out. Banana Head will continue to try and fight for this ball tooth and nail.
No one can find a drop of water out of place at this point in time. It's absolute perfection on both of the teams' defense. The offense just not enough, just not able to quite connect on this one. A minute left on the clock, a minute left to see if Power is going to be able to be the back-to-back champions or if Placeholders can give it another. Give them an inch and they'll take a mile, as we've discovered in the course of this one. But Banana Head, he sends it across. It's Vortex again. He has done everything in this series.
Yeah, Placeholders are really putting their defense in the front of our minds right now because they have been holding on to a lot of these goals. Misty with a beautiful shot there from Gus to be able to get the pass going, but Power once again, they go on the offensive. They miss one there. Gus does start to dig it out against Fever. Banana Head tries to get the aggression going, bouncing back off of these back corners. It is so hard for Placeholders. That's a shot on Vortex, almost gets the touch.
The demo.
Fever here, he needs to get the clear. He gets it done with 18 seconds left to go. They need to try and score a goal for either of these two teams. Another demo goes the way of the Placeholders, but with the ball up in the air, it's gonna be anybody's game.
10 seconds, calling it down. Vortex tries to get a bit of a centering shot on goal here, but it's going to be Fever to bring it back forward. I think we're going to be going to overtime unless something incredible happens from here, and it does. Overtime here. Power have the opportunity to let it slide, but this kickoff, it's just no holds barred. They're straight out. It is do or die here for Placeholders. They need this next goal, or they will be closed out of this series.
Closed out of the series, closed out of the tournament. Power with this one win, they will be able to go back-to-back in the JBL Quantum Grand Slam. Placeholders once again back on defensive duties. And Power, they will continue to just keep hunting and waiting until there is a mistake made from the Placeholders, but they will be able to get their own counter-attack going here. Banana Head is going to keep it in the corner, but Vortex coming back out of it, wins the fight versus Fever. Now he needs to beat one more. He sends it up into goal, but there's nobody there from Misty. Sends it back towards Gus, the man of the hour. Doesn't get the touch, but he bumps away the defenders.
Misty will be able to hold it back as well, not letting it go too far forward. Vortex also there, but Fever trying to deny. Vortex does collect, is able to continue this dribble as Misty goes up and over the top, but it's Banana Head to defend. Now Torsos for the centering shot, and it's Fever! Power! They've done it again! The back-to-backs, the champions of Oceania! And they will clinch another JBL Quantum Grand Slam! This is Rocket League, baby, let's go!
The back-to-backs, 2 years in a row for Power. They made a change with Banana Head coming in, and what a sick ending towards that sixth game there in this grand final. It was on a nice edge between both of these two teams. The Placeholders had moments to try and close that one out, but it just wasn't enough. And Power, with their poise and composure, just really being able to hold on, and shows the experience and shows the prowess of these players. These three guys have been able to do so much together throughout the entirety of today. They started to sweat at some point there, to be perfectly honest, with that grand final, thinking maybe it is time for a bracket reset, maybe it is time for us to take a break and go into another best of 7. But at the end of the day, they close it out here, and unfortunately for the Placeholder fans, they're going to go back in second.
Absolutely, but I think they're pretty good at it. There we go. Look at the Placeholder fans. Beautiful. You absolutely love to see that. But yeah, overall, I'm super, super impressed. It's the way it's got to go here, right? It's the way it has to be driven by a team like Placeholders to be able to move it forward into a very, very happy position and ultimately, you know, show that they had something to them.
Yeah.
Show that they were able to drive it through and to play basically the whole day as well. They got to watch the first game, right? But maybe they were still snoozing. Who knows? You know, they might have got in late. But overall, Power definitely felt the pressure a little bit here, but again, showing their prowess, showing their experience, and showing that they're the best team in the league.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why that everybody was expecting Power to be able to take down everybody here in the JBL Quantum Grand Slam. These guys are magnificent when they're playing their own game, right? But as you know, as we said, Placeholders really gave them a run for their money. That was potential for us to going all the way to 7. Power did such a good job in this overtime. You can just see as soon as they ticked into the overtime, they were already in that mentality of we're just going to constantly keep pushing the pressure onto Placeholders, and all it took was one shot coming in from Fever, and that's all he needed to do, get that little bit of extra space, and they were able to close it out. And what a good tournament coming in from Power. I mean, we're expecting these guys to be at the top of their game, and they did that exactly here in this grand final. And I mean, what a sick day coming in from the JBL Quantum Grand Slam. Obviously, we're coming into Rocket League. It's one of these esports that's easy to digest for everybody in the crowd. I know there's plenty of people here that may not have even watched Rocket League coming in towards today, and they've been fans. And I'd imagine probably going to be fans moving forward, especially when it comes to live esports. And it was such a good way for us to finish that grand final. I'm a little bit upset that we didn't get the bracket reset, but at the end of the day, the best team won.
Absolutely, they certainly did, and it's a really entertaining one. Just like I feel as a play-by-play caster, I still feel like I was tested. You know, the entirety of the day, it just continues to go, it continues to fight, and that's what was so entertaining about that final game of the series, right? They just constantly felt like this game of cat and mouse. There was a lot of push and pull. Both teams were really, really fighting hard, and it was only just, you know, the sheer experience of Power, maybe a little bit of knowledge for the team together, and their consistency over time that is ultimately what brought it across the line. But all I can say is, man, they've got to be a scary-looking prospect, and I think a lot of people got to be looking out for Placeholders in future events.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to have a boatload of confidence going out of this as well. I think that's the biggest thing, right, Conky? You know, coming into this 3rd seed, probably just, you know, going to go through your first series, especially after that 4-0. That probably gave them a whole boatload of it. And then going into that Ground Zero series, that's going to be like, okay, this is probably the, you know, the kind of highlight that we've had throughout the entirety of it. And then they put on such a good show in that grand final as well. These guys are going to be super proud of what they've done as well. I think all the teams that we've had today are going to be super proud of what they've been able to put forward. It's been a great day for us to be able to consume some Rocket League and really be able to see the best team. And I think the biggest thing for a lot of these players as well, obviously we're probably going to be seeing Power towards the end of the year, you know, going towards Worlds and all that kind of stuff, and really having these dreams of grandeur. And I think being able to consistently come towards a lot of these LAN events, especially for a lot of the Rocket League community, is probably great, because I know a lot of other esports, maybe some of the best teams don't come to events like this because they're like, no, it's only LAN, what have you. But you know, Power being able to come out here and perform for the community is always the best.
Yeah, exactly. And having it down at a place like PAX Arena, obviously you can still see the crowd behind us. You know, I'm sure we're getting ready with a winners interview and a trophy raise and things like that at this point in time. But it is just so nice to be able to be down here with such great people, connecting with your friends and you know, friends you made online or whatever it might be across all the years. But you know, 10 years of PAX, it's beautiful. And I'm glad we had such a fantastic day.
I know, it's also kind of crazy. It does feel like we're kind of wrapping up PAX as a whole completely, but this is only day number 2, Conky.
Tomorrow is happening as well. Make sure you come back tomorrow, please, too.
Yeah, there's going to be some magical stuff that's been happening here. And I think, you know, throughout the entirety of today, you know, Saturday is usually the big day when it comes to PAX, and I think, you know, the Grand Slam really did live up to the Grand Slam name as well. The fact that JBL put on, you know, such a sick show here for the PAX Arena. It has been very, very good for us to see everything that's been happening, not just for the broadcast, but everything that's been happening outside as well. I have had a word in my ear, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to hear from our champions that are on stage with Elfish Guys.
Thank you, guys. Yes, of course, it is Power that walks away with the victory today, and we've got an interview, obviously, to wind down the day before the trophy lift. I've got Torsos here right next to me, mate. Obviously, congratulations. You've done it again, back-to-back on this stage. Must be a good feeling to sort of wind the year down with another dub on the stage here at PAX Arena.
You know, it's just what I do when it's an OC LAN. You know, it's a guaranteed dub for me every time. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you're cheering against me, because get silenced.
All right, well, I guess since you're on the topic, obviously the crowd seemed like they were barracking for the underdogs, but as you say, you've been able to silence them. Did that get under your skin at all, or no problems?
Not at all, because we knew who was really winning the whole time.
Right, I see. And actually, you know what? I was out the back listening to some of your comms, and you guys were pretty confident the whole time. It seemed like I heard you guys saying, you know, we're the best in Oz, we're the best regionally, and it seemed like that confidence was carried through, even despite the fact that you went down a couple of games in the middle there.
It's just been a long day, and we got a bit maybe overconfident the middle of the series there, but you know, as soon as we took the time out, it was smooth sailing from there.
Were you expecting it to be as close as it was?
Not at all. It was actually a huge surprise. I thought it was a 4-0, but unfortunate, really.
All right, fair enough. All right, now look, obviously as the year starts to wind down, we are looking towards next year, 2024. What's the plans for the team? You guys got anything on heading into next year? You're going to be sticking together, obviously, I assume?
Of course, this is the team. OC's last hope, so hopefully we can get a few dubs at the next LAN.
All right, well, speaking of dubs, I think it's time to award our winners. We've got our JBL representative to bring out some medals and the check as well. So congratulations, of course, to Team Power, who are our victors here at the JBL Grand Slam Quantum Cup.
Gentlemen, the JBL Quantum Grand Slam champions are Power. They were able to get it done in 2 straight games. They were able to dispatch of Ground Zero in the upper final, and now they came into the grand final with a 4-2 scoreline up against Placeholders. You know, we heard from Corsos, they're the best in the country for a reason. These guys are here, and they did get surprised a little bit towards the middle part of that grand final, but tactical timeouts feel like they are the differentiating factor for a lot of these teams going throughout this tournament. And I mean, at the end of the day, we were expecting these guys to definitely be bare minimum in the grand final and most likely take it, whether or not it was a bracket reset.
Here it is. Looks like there is going to be that trophy raise. Beautiful stuff. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you give it up for Power. Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful stuff. Being able to get the boys back into their trophy this time around and be able to get the jubilations for everybody here that is in the PAX Arena. Got their wonderful medals. They got the big novelty check as well. I mean, $4,000 at the end of the day is always good. And you can hear from them as well, just trying to build towards the future for Power. Just trying to, quote-unquote, be ANZ's last hope for a lot of these different events. And it's always good to see Power come back-to-back. I always love seeing champions come into the same events constantly, especially when it's the same kind of players, be able to come back and get it done.
Oh, there he is. The big man Lachlan has joined the fray as well. You love to see that. The owner, the cheer up. That beautiful stuff. But yeah, exactly right. It's consistency. You know, we're only seeing one difference, which was Anthus, right? Who was previously a part of this roster. Coming in now, you know, looking really, really hot in this roster that we have seen. Banana Head, he was absolutely fantastic. I think, you know, he's really, really sort of slotted in. And I think that if they are going to be OCE's last hope, they're certainly a team that can really sort of duke it out with some of these better teams internationally as well. And I'm a Rocket League fan now, as you guys probably know, so I'm going to change my Twitter handle to ConkyRL or something like that. We'll see.
Getting involved in the Rocket League scene from here on out. But I mean, JBL Quantum Grand Slam has been an amazing tournament for us to go through here on the desk. So let's have a quick little recap for you guys at home as well with the bracket. As we already do know, Power have been our champions in that grand final, but they had a trek to get here. They got themselves through the upper bracket final, dispatching of Ground Zero, who dropped down and took on the red-hot Placeholders coming in to that lower final. A bit of red-hot form, and they were able to carry that through to take down Ground Zero. And then going into the grand final, unfortunately, they didn't get the bracket reset, but it's a long day of Rocket League for these guys and Placeholders, and it felt like a lot of their energy went in that lower final.
Absolutely, and I think what we had from last year, obviously being the same event, that upper bracket final was the hottest game of the event, right? So it looked really, really, really good as it sort of moved through. Second game was also pretty good, but I think this time round, we had kind of what we deserved, right? We had that lower bracket final and the grand final be super competitive, super hot. Placeholders versus Ground Zero is probably the best game of the day, I think. But even so, Placeholders versus Power was such a competitive game. To see Power push like that, as you could sort of see, right? The guys were going, I didn't expect this, which is beautiful.
It is always beautiful when some of these, underdogs and these upstarts really be able to come through a lot of those lower brackets and start to shock the system when it comes to ANZ Rocket League. But Conga, before we close out the show, it is my favorite time of the day. It is time for us to crown our MVP of the JBL Quantum a Grand Slam. The player of the day is indeed the big man, Gus. He's done it. He has been a fan favorite.
We love Gus.
We love Gus here on the desk. He had an absolutely insane tournament so far. Put up some big numbers as well. A lot of the goals came off the back of Gus and the way he was able to play in these games. And Placeholders, they found a very good player right now.
How good's that though? First land, MVP. Are you joking me? Finally sort of, as I was chatting to Formal about a little bit before this event, getting the insides of the big American man, talking about how you're fighting so hard for that opportunity, for that slot. And, finally seeing a moment where it's like, okay, Pioneers have disbanded, they've kind of moved their way out. And then finally you get a spot in a team that looks consistent, that can be a driving force. And then you come second at your first land and take away the MVP. I think that's a pretty phenomenal result. And I hope that's kind of like some encouragement from some of the other players that might be in grassroots, might be a little bit lower in the scene or something like that, or have been fighting for a while. It doesn't, Rome wasn't built in the day, right?
Yep.
You got to give it a crack. Thinking about the Roman Empire again, sorry. But brilliant stuff. And I think, obviously got to give credit to Banana Head as well. I think they were kind of the ones that I was thinking was going to be lining up for it. But yeah, Gus definitely takes that one away for sure.
Yeah, I think Gus just being a consistent factor in a whole lot of these series for the Placeholders, especially with them being able to take down Ground Zero. I think he was a big factor in that as well, just being able to be on that front foot and constantly being able to put the pressure back on. And even in the wins up against Power as well, he was definitely a deciding factor for that. So Gus, congratulations on your first LAN tournament. Congratulations on your first MVP as well. Player of the day goes towards it, Mr. Gus here. Look at him. He's loving life as well. I think that was the biggest thing for me. Whenever we saw these Placeholder guys come up on stage, it looked like they were loving life. He's got a whole lot of fans that are cheering for him here in the PAX Arena as well. He was the one that was doing the interviews with Jordan as well.
He
had to do literally everything for this team.
Team in the backpack. Nah,
he deserves it.
Misty and Vortex played absolutely phenomenally as well. So that was absolutely beautiful. There's Nico. We love that guy. He's very handsome. Mwah. Thank you very much. But yeah, look, congratulations to Power. An awesome event, an awesome day. They're raising the trophy again. Oh, there we go. Big check.
They get the check
3K.
as well.
Yes. That's when JBL putting in the big bucks to put the big check there as well.
Yeah, it's all good for the Placeholders as well. And I mean, at the end of the day, it is always exciting when you see these new teams come up. Gus's side, I think Placeholders as a whole, obviously Misty's been around the block for a decent amount of time as well, same with Vortex, but these guys being able to come together in a LAN together, be able to do what they've been able to do here. At the end of the day, a lot of people were probably just expecting this to be Power versus Ground Zero at the end of the day. Those guys were going to go head to head, and those guys were going to try and get it done. And you can see the Placeholder guys really paying respects to everybody here in the crowd that is starting to cheer for them. And I mean, it is such a good tournament when you have these storylines that come through it, right? Organically. You don't even have to be a part of the ANZ scene to understand that Placeholders coming in from the lower final. They made it all the way to the grand final off the back of a kid on his first LAN appearance. I mean, like, the story writes itself, Conky.
Yeah, it really, really does. And obviously, thank you to everyone who came down to the PAX Arena today as well. There's obviously going to be more tomorrow. There was some yesterday. And just PAX in general. It's such an important community event for everyone, for everything, because it's not just esports, it's everything gaming, anime, art style. I know you love your Magic as well, everything like that. So it's just a beautiful place to be. And I think this is a perfect sort of thing. There we go. Love Gus as well. But yeah, great day, great footy.
Great day, great Rocket League, great event as well. So the JBL Quantum Grand Slam is going to come to a close here at the PAX Arena, but PAX will not stop. We've still got another full day of action here, especially at the PAX Arena as well. So thank you everyone who has joined us. Thank you to JBL for putting on such a sick tournament as well. Thank you to the crowd who have been so loud all throughout the entirety of today. Congratulations once again to Power for getting themselves a second championship under their belt. I've been Fluke, he's been Conky. As always, stay safe. We'll see you guys for the next one. Trying to hold on to this ball. Portos goes up into the air. Banana Head has to leave it. That means we're tied up once again at 2-2.
It's great getting back into that forward for Power. They've still got the advantage, but they've got to hold on for a little while longer. It's a bump out. Kaka.
Try and make this miraculous even up, but they won't be able to get it. Banana Head goes off the backboard. Bass is there inside 1 second. They need to hit the ground. They get it. Power. With no time left on the clock, the ball doesn't hit the ground.
Fiber trying to do what he can to get it back into its position. The toss was there. And that was clean and mean coming out from Power.
Something here, they need anything. Fever wants to just fight this ball down. Baz will keep it alive, but it doesn't matter. Power will win the game and the series 4-1. Now with only a couple of seconds left to go, this is the last offensive effort for Serrani. Maybe you get something back here. 1 second in the air, and Gus does it! 2-1 for Placeholders, and they send it all the way to 3-0 here in the final moments.
They have to pull this out immediately. Paxy's going to try and get it forward, but it's a demo. Gus opening himself up, but he does it again!
4 seconds until this is all over. Placeholders want to kick this ball. They want to spike it to the ground, and it's Gus, none other from Placeholders, who close it out 4-0 up against Serrani.
He is doing it with every single part of his body
no.
right now. As the tap over the top, can 5 into it! Oh no! A blunder!
But Misty goes up, misses the ball to Gus. The man that's trying to redeem himself, see if he can get himself back in there. Rocket League Kevin gets the shot and it goes in! The top right corner for Placeholders, and we're back to even.
It's going to be so awkward here. Fiber from the back, no! Misty with the side swipe, here we go. 10 seconds, all to work for, all to play for. And Misty will take it forward with 7 seconds left on the clock. What an animal!
To stay in the JBL Quantum Grand Slam, the ball goes up in the air. The Placeholder fans are holding their breath, and it will touch the ground.
No,
it does!
there it is!
And Placeholders will go into the grand final and play up against Power. Power under the pump. They're doing well to hold defensively. Gus is breaking some ankles. He gets it done, and Vortex will close it down.
Korsoff does slide into position. Fever's going to be able to get the catch. Fever's going to be able to send it forward. But it's the defense again, and Placeholders, they will get one back. Narrowly misses the top there. Vort has to try and collect it, but Fever has found the gap, has found the space. Will he be able to connect with the shot? Is it going to be Banana Head? It will! He's done it once more. Here it is. Looks like there is going to be that trophy raise. Beautiful stuff. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you give it up for Power.